What is up, everybody? Welcome to Boogeyman Radio. I'm David, and this is...
I'm Charlie.
I'm glad you remembered that.
I guess, man. I've been having a tough time this week. Anyways, how's everybody doing tonight? What's
Hope everybody's
week
well.
like? Yeah. How about yourself, Dave? You doing well?
I'm doing okay. I had a little moment this weekend. A little moment.
A little moment this weekend.
It was one that freaked me out quite a bit, I will say.
Would
we'll
you
talk
care
about that
to
in a minute.
elaborate? Oh, okay. Sorry.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. No, it's fine.
I mean, you showed me the audio, and I was just like, "What the?" Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff I'm going to show you guys about what happened to me this weekend. But no, man, it's been. I'll tell you what, though, it's been nice the last couple days. The weather has been beautiful. It's been like fall.
I know, it's up here. It's been so amazing. Got the bike out for a bit. Like, dude,
I've got Halloween vibes.
Me too. Of course, it's going to change since we're going to go right back into hot. So, unfortunate, but that's okay.
But you know what? Okay. I mean, it can be Halloween regardless.
Yes, it can be Halloween all the time. Like next year, I plan on taking off all of October and going up to the Northeast, and I'm going to spend time up, like, probably dropping into like most haunted places and historical landmarks and stuff like that. Of course, Salem's going to be like pretty much the big part of that. I really want to go see Salem, of course. But yeah, I've always had a dream of spending a fall season or Halloween season up in the Northeast, because that's just that's where I associate it the most. Anyways,
you get this picturesque image in your mind with the brick streets and the old houses lining the road and the trees and
the beautiful you're nailing the nail in right there.
But I'll tell you what though, you really don't have to go all the way to New England to see that, just to see that. Yeah. But I mean, there's some history in those towns and everything. I get that. Yeah. But like, there's a town in Iowa. I used to live in Keokuk, Iowa. Okay. And just north of there is an old town called Fort Madison. Now, the main highway runs along the river there, and on one side you got like the train tracks and all this stuff. But on the other side, you would have to go up a block. But there's a road that's all brick. It's a bunch of old houses lining the streets with the trees lining the road. And in the fall, it looks amazing.
Awesome.
Absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
You know, like on Halloween, how they always pictured that's what it looks like.
What I think of every time I think of Halloween in the Northeast, I think of the movie Hocus Pocus. And I don't know what town they're in. I know it's obvious. The kid moved from California, and I'm pretty sure they're over like in the east somewhere. Can't remember exactly where they're at. But basically that like old Halloween rustic feel I'm really going for.
I'm sure our listeners, somebody's got to know.
Oh yeah. What's some great locations, if you guys know any, that has really good Halloween vibes? Like really good Halloween vibes, please.
And also tell us what town Hocus Pocus was supposed to be in.
Oh yeah, that too. Jeez. Yeah, that's a must. I just can't. Apparently they're doing a second one, which I don't know how I feel about that, so we'll see what happens.
I think it's going to end up being like Coming to America 2.
Yeah.
I kind of have that feeling because lately a lot of these new sequels have been really disappointing, and they've really rehashed the same old material.
It's like they're forced in fan service, and it's not like
right. But
thing.
I think what they could do with Hocus Pocus 2 is like kind of give it like the Goosebumps feel, the way Goosebumps was made.
Elaborate, because each episode of Goosebumps was very
not the episode,
special.
The movie.
Oh, sorry. I'm showing my age, guys.
Showing your age.
I know Goosebumps from the show. I did
too.
And the books.
And the books.
Goosebumps from the books and the show. Those were my favorite. I love it. But I don't ever think about the movie. Yeah, okay. I watched the first one. I thought it was pretty good, but it still had a too jokey feel. Goosebumps wasn't really joking around. You know what I mean?
Then you need to watch Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
I love Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. It's really good.
You watched the film?
I have not seen the film. No.
The movie is good. It's I expected it to be like Goosebumps.
Is it as good as Tales of the Crypt?
Tales from the Crypt for me was like up and down.
It varied with each episode because each one was different. Yeah.
But the movie, I expected it to be on the lines of Goosebumps, but it was more directed towards horror.
Okay. Well,
So
I'm down with that.
Yeah, you might like it.
Okay.
Who doesn't want a bunch of horror?
Check it out. Yeah. Well, wasn't expecting that, but you got me there.
You should come to expect it.
Speaking of cursed objects, what are we talking about, Dave?
Yeah, tonight. Yeah, we'll just jump right into it.
Yeah, I think it was a great segue. Come on.
It was a horrible segue.
All
right. No, tonight, guys, we are going to be talking about haunted and cursed objects.
Yes.
We'll kind of differentiate the two because honestly, I think there's a difference.
Yeah, they're different.
And a distinction that should be made. But also, we're going to bring you some or present you with some items that you may have not heard about. And tell a little bit of a backstory on those. One of them, I heard about this a long time ago off of Paranormal Frequencies. And I really want to see this item.
Show. What a great show. God, I miss that show.
Shush you. But this one item, I definitely want to go visit and get a picture of it. Just say I was there, that I'd seen it before.
I don't know if I really want to visit any cursed object
before Zach Baggins buys it.
Well, of course, but I mean, but if he buys it, you could go see it at his museum,
right?
Like then it's got to pay a cover fee of I don't know what $20, $30, $40.
Yeah,
something like that.
I should go back to Vegas. I should. When I went out to Vegas and visited with Justin Spurrier, we never went to the Strip, never went to the museum.
You didn't do all the Vegas stuff?
No.
Man.
8 out of 10 days we were investigating.
I mean, I get it.
We're exploring and all that stuff. But on the other hand, I got to see stuff that nobody else really gets to see. I was
going to say, I think I would rather take investigating over the Strip any day. I visited the Strip. It's so overrated. Do not take pictures of random costumed people.
They will ask you for money. I was going to say, like, as far as like ghost hunting equipment and stuff goes, like the whole ghost, like the museum.
Yeah.
I got to see. I actually got to be in the storage where they store all their stuff, the equipment, all their costumes for reenactments and all this other stuff. I have been in that storage room. I helped go through some of that stuff.
Nice. Nice. Where they would just like holding like secret alien ghost hunting equipment down in there.
There's a black book with a bunch of black markings and
it's on a registry. It's fine.
Yeah. We got a list of everything.
It's a big, huge catalog system. It's like in in Indiana Jones in the warehouse where they're like just carrying a tote along and it's just like huge stretches of aisle of confidential secret items.
You know what I would love to do is just rent out a big storage space and just put one little filing cabinet right in the middle at the end of it. And then like just install one light that hangs over it and then not pay my bill. So they have to go in, they'll go in there to clean it out and they'll open it up and be like,
what the hell?
Should we
what is this? Yeah, is this cursed? What's happening?
Just put like official labels and stuff on there, like a little fake badges and shit. Just
that would be amazing.
Seal of the FBI.
Yes.
And then I'll stop by and be like, hey guys, I need to pay my bill on my thing.
Just saying.
Oh, you opened it? You did what? That's a federal offense. I demand a full year.
Well, now you've given away your secret. Now you've given away the whole plot. Now you can't do it. Good job, Dave. Good job. There's visual proof now. Good job.
Now, on that note, since we got to move this show along a little bit, I want to talk a little bit about what happened to me this weekend because, to be honest, I don't get scared much. I don't get freaked out. I don't get the heebie-jeebies when I go ghost hunting. Nothing really startles me. I mean, I have been startled, like jump scare kind of thing, but this flat out freaked me out, full on, like goosebumps, hair standing up, mind blown stuff. Right?
Yeah.
So let me set the stage for everybody. It's about 3 in the morning. I was up working late, and I had to go to the bathroom. I know this is a pleasant story already. I had to go to the
TMI,
bathroom.
Dave.
And number 2, like a gentleman though, not some thug. I took my phone like everybody else. You take your phone in, you're gonna sit there for a while. You might as well play on your phone. When I'm playing with my phone, I like to edit photos and do stuff like that, just because I like to. And I go into my gallery on my phone, and there's 5 videos and 1 photo that I did not take. Not that I remember even taking.
So mysteriously.
Now, the thumbnail on all of them, it's all black. The photo, I tried to change the exposure on, and it's black. There's nothing there. The videos, tried to enhance the video on them, see if there's anything. It's all black. But what's really creepy about it is the context or the contents of those files. And I think I'm going to play some of these files for you guys. I obviously there's no purpose in me taking these videos. It sounds like the phone was in my pocket.
From it, like, yeah, I know what you're talking
from it
about.
rubbing.
Yeah.
But the background noises, I was not in any place like that at all.
Yeah.
I went to work. I came home. That's it. And I do not work in an industrial factory or anything like that.
Yeah, so really weird. And then there's no train ringing noises or sirens or anything like that.
Yeah, none of that. No talking, no speech. Nobody was talking. If I was at work, there would have been talking. There would have been.
It would have been clear and audible for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about this that did not make sense. So I'm gonna play a couple of these clips for you guys. Let me get down here. I forget which one's which. There's one that's like, most of these are going to be about 49 seconds to a minute long, but there's one that's about 3 minutes long. And it is I think for me, it's the creepiest because of the bass tones that come through on there. The musical, the doo 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 doo. It sounded like really ominous. Anyway, this is what I found. I'm sitting on the toilet and I started listening to these, and I pooped more than usual. So
that's a great way to put it.
I mean, it freaked me the hell out. Yeah, I'll just play the videos and then we'll go on from there. That started giving me goosebumps again, like, because there was a part of that sounded like a breathing.
Darth Vader come to visit you?
You know, the only thing I can think of is like I was asleep in some form or fashion.
Maybe. That's a
All
possibility.
Right. Holy crap. All right, let's play the next one.
Aliens.
Hey,
You can't rule it out, guys.
we
Just
joke
saying.
about it, but this is the kind of thing that the government visits you about.
The Men in
All
Black.
right,
Maybe you were visited by the Men in Black, Dave. You said you wanted to be visited by them.
I did.
How's your butt feeling today?
Pretty good. Pretty
Okay,
good.
it's good. They must have used enough lubrication.
Over the years, my ass has taken a pounding.
By the
Nice.
way, happy late Father's Day.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, this is going to be the 3-minute long one, I think. But there's some really weird musical bass tone to this in like 2 spots. But this is 3 minutes. Our mics are going to be muted, so there you go. I started thinking on those bass tones.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the movie Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind?
Yeah.
Didn't they try to communicate with lights and sounds like that?
It sounds. Brr, brr, brr. Yeah. Aliens. How? Okay, but here's the thing. How would you know to record? How did you? How did it happen? You know what I mean? Like, did you just like? Yeah.
Did I have? Okay, let's just say if I was abducted or something, did I have like consciousness to like an awareness to start recording? Like, oh fuck, I'm gonna record this.
Yeah,
I mean,
plus you would think that they'd see you moving. Like, sorry, I was just noticing that the little time that I spent outside today, I got a friggin' sunburn. I don't know if you can tell.
ginger.
It's right there. Oh,
I see.
Look at that farmer's stand, boy. Anyways, yeah, that's so weird. It's
a lot of the sounds is like really industrial. Like it sounds like metal dropping, and how it reverberates and
Right.
echoes.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. Sound
Like
like
I'm in a
wood
big empty space.
footsteps, and yeah, like sound like there was time sounds like wood, like footsteps on wood, like and the weird sounds. I don't know.
I'm gonna play one more clip, and then we'll move on.
All right.
But again, this is what I imagine sitting like kind of in the dark,
Yeah.
and then hearing this. You're all by yourself.
Yeah.
You find this on your phone, and it's literally like recorded like maybe a week ago. Like I that day I came back from a wedding. So,
Yeah. Jeez.
All right, I'm gonna play one more clip.
So, one thing that I definitely noticed too, the rubbing against your pants in the phone sounds like normal noise. You know,
It does.
It sounds completely normal, but everything else sounds very low and distorted and weird.
And yeah, and kind of, I don't know.
It just doesn't seem. It seems artificial. It doesn't seem real.
You're telling me. And on that last clip, it sounds like somebody's messing with some utensils or something.
Yes. Yeah.
It sounds so close and it's not so echoey, but like
I was gonna say it didn't sound far away. That's for sure. Jeez.
And I checked myself. I have no scars. No.
Checked yourself before you wrecked yourself?
I did.
Good.
I wrecked myself pretty hard.
That's rule book number 265 of the Broke book. So come on now.
Yep.
Anyways, those are some very interesting clips. If you find more, obviously share them.
I'm kind of curious to see how this all plays out.
Maybe people will recognize some of the noises, or maybe something will be familiar to them or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna go to work and I'm gonna try to do this, like record and put my phone in my pocket. I know, like if my phone's on, I could access.
Oh, that is a good thing. Like, see if you can try to recreate it or something.
Yeah,
like in some sort of environment.
And how it sounds.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the only two places I would have been was work and home.
True. That's very true. That's so weird. Weird noises from weird things.
Or in my car driving.
Yeah, that's so
none
to
of that
and
sound
fro.
like driving.
No.
Unless I was throwing a rod like every other.
Like, jeez. You just get major road rage and just throw it in your car.
So let me know what you guys think. Aliens or natural phenomena. Take a quick break, like really quick. Before we get into our topic, guys, I do have an Indiegogo campaign right now for a new film I'm working on called Evil in Elkland. And if you want to contribute or find out more, go to my Facebook page. Go scroll down through my timeline. You'll find a link. But here's a quick teaser to kind of give you an idea about what the film's going to be about.
It is so horrible, almost hard to imagine. A teenage boy went on a shooting rampage today in rural southern Missouri, killing his family before his uncle finally killed him.
Police found her body still covered up in bed, a bullet wound to her head.
Right now, 7 people are dead. This family is gone. The community is in shock.
There's no one left in this immediate family.
All right, welcome back. I told you it was a quick break.
That's such an interesting story. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'll be starting the whole process in 2 weeks. But I'm 60% of my way to my funding goal. So we're getting there.
I like how Facebook tried to block your stuff and you put it on a rant.
I know.
Boom! Like,
yeah. Dude, I tell you what, I went from one donation, which was maybe like 1%. I went from that to 60%. Yeah, about 60% almost overnight after that rant.
Just give you one of these, man. Like,
I called out Facebook on their shit. Their algorithms are jacked up, and I had to do a little research.
Backed you up.
Yeah. So, guys, if you want to post something and try to get some attention on it, you can post it in your stories because there's no algorithms associated with your Facebook stories. But if you're posting on your timeline, don't include a link in your post.
Yes. If you do it in the comment section, do not do it in the post itself.
Exactly, because they will flag it as a spam post, and then
like we've tried posting so much about our videos on Facebook, and there's just nothing, barely any traffic from it. So
unless we just post a picture, the thumbnail or something, and
exactly, and it's good to go.
So, so a little word of advice.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Tonight we are talking about cursed and haunted items, and we all know about Zach Baggins Museum and all that. I call him Baggins or Baggins. What is? I wonder how does he pronounce it?
I always thought it was just Baggins.
Baggins.
No, Baggins. Yeah,
Baggins.
Baggins is from Lord of the Rings.
Well, exactly why I want to keep calling him Baggins.
He's not a hobbit.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because he's not that short.
Are you sure? Have you ever seen him?
Next to other people, yes.
He could be standing on boxes. Anyway.
When they show whatever. when he's in buildings, when he's standing in hallways of buildings, he'd be like a lot smaller to the ground.
Have you ever seen The Green Mile?
No. I've seen a movie. Wait, what's The Green Mile?
The Stephen King film with Tom Hanks and Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh, no. Sorry, I thought you were talking about something else.
Oh, my God,
I thought you were talking about Green Inferno. Sorry.
Well, never mind. My whole point just goes out the window. So let's move on. So we're going to try to get these haunted items out there before somebody gets their hands on them.
Yes.
You can visit some of these if you want to, see things like that.
Some I would definitely recommend not visiting, though.
Now let's make this distinction of what a haunted item is versus a cursed item.
All right, Dave. What is a haunted item and what is a cursed item?
You're like, you brought this up. I don't believe you.
Yeah, this is all you, man. Let's
all right. All right. So a haunted item typically has a spirit attached to it, right? That's a haunting. A cursed item is not necessarily a haunting. A cursed item is something that, if you're into spells or things of that nature, does not have to do with the spirit manifesting within an item. The cursed items will tend to have a history of bad things happening, whether it be misfortunes throughout somebody's life or death. But there will be a history of that associated with that item. A cursed or a haunted item would be like Robert the Doll, where it's inhabited by an entity and it does things just to do things, right? A lot of dolls out there. We'll talk about that later. People claim are haunted, but that does not make it cursed. There's no bad luck running with all these like haunted items.
Now, a cursed, like you could have cursed multiple things, like let's say for instance King Tut's tomb. That was a widely cursed, widely accepted cursed something.
Yeah,
Because
I think it was just maybe a cursed building or a cursed room or tomb.
I would say it was just a cursed tomb. They broke into the tomb, and that's when the curse happened. Like,
and maybe the curse applied to everything that was in there. So somebody
yeah,
they took out King Tut's body, his sarcophagus.
Yeah.
I'm sure they took out gems and jewels and money and
treasure,
all kinds of things. Gold
stuff they probably kept from Egyptian antiquities back in that time to be rich.
So, and
all good movies.
And there was a lot of stuff that happened to those people that went into his tomb, and like a lot of people died.
Yeah, lots of people died.
And that's what you would associate a curse to, not a haunting. There was no spirit that was like showing up at people's homes and.
Yeah, exactly. Like I would even say that sometimes movies have cursed, like can be like if you worked on a said movie was cursed.
We discussed this this topic a few weeks ago. Yeah. Yep. So if you want to check that out, some really cool movies and some stories behind them. But yeah, films can be cursed.
And the possible Holmes curse.
That's another one that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is.
We discussed that with Mudgett not last week, the week before last week. Yeah. And he was the one that brought that up too. I completely forgot about the Mudgett.
Yeah, I'd never even heard of it. I had no idea that so many people died that were connected to his court case.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Nuts. His death sentence. But
so Charles, tell us one of the items that you had found to be cursed.
So one of the items that I had found, let me just share the bitchy out real quick. I'm going to share a Chrome tab. Figure out the right one here. 48060. Perfect. So this thing that I'm about to bring up here, it is called a Maori mask. Okay. And you can see it, like, you have to bring it up, Dave.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to.
Yes. So this is a Maori mask. Yes, definitely. So I'm getting my information about this mask. Well, these types of masks. So Maori masks were actually Maori warriors, and they can be found on display in museums in New Zealand. And the history with this mask is very interesting. So where I'm getting this information is called slappedham.com. And they're talking about cursed masks, and this is the one that really stood out to me and I wanted to read about. So, considering the disturbing history of the masks, a shelf behind locked glass seems like the best place to store them. The Maori are the indigenous Polynesian people of New Zealand, and throughout history have been known for their fierce warriors. It was a custom of the tribe of warriors to carve masks before heading out into battle. They believed that if the warrior died while fighting, their spirit would remain in the mask that they had carved.
Huh.
Yeah. So while not many of the masks remain, those that do are believed to be quite dangerous to certain people. Sorry.
Okay.
It doesn't affect men, interestingly enough, but pregnant women are particularly the group that it affects the most. They fall victim to the curse. So it is said that pregnant women who get too close to the mask will suffer complications in their pregnancies. Some have even suffered miscarriages. Some and the mask is currently on display. The masks currently on display are marked with warnings that women who are expecting should keep their distance for their own safety and that of their unborn children. So that even though it is said that the warriors would they would put their spirit into it, I would see that more as a curse because they're having complications, not something to do with the spirit itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So very interesting, very weird.
Now the mask it just reminds me of like when they would tattoo their faces.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or even just doing ink or paint.
Well, I mean, it makes sense that it's a warrior thing because if you go into battle with something like that, bruh, like if you're from, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It would just be, I feel like it would be a psyching out kind of thing. But then I could definitely see why the indigenous would think that their spirit would go into the mask because it's a part of them. And
I will say this, as far as a curse goes, if it's a warrior mask, if it's if you're looking to do something towards any enemy,
True.
one of the harshest things you could probably do is to stop the growth of that community
True.
by targeting the pregnant females.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. That would make a lot of sense. Okay, I like it. That's
Like where I'm going with that? Yeah.
I do. That was pretty good. So, any of you ladies out there that are expecting, do not ever, ever, ever go to New Zealand to see this mask. I would not support that. Now, it doesn't give us a ratio of like, oh yeah, this many women lost their baby or this many women didn't. Like, just don't take the chance. You know, like if it is actually cursed, if those types of masks are cursed,
yeah,
just don't do it. You know, no. What's the reward here? Nothing good.
No.
So, what were you going to try?
Hey, if you're playing in Skyrim, that's a mask.
Well, that's a whole different story because your character's
cool
for
looking
one
mask,
not
I'm
usually
saying.
pregnant. So
Yeah, no, but it's a cool looking mask.
yeah, it's true. Daisy Gray said, "Creepy looking mask."
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. So, say you're digging around in your yard
All right,
and you
like I do
discover.
on a daily basis,
Yeah, of course. Who doesn't every day?
right?
And you discover a 15th century silver Italian vase.
Man, I was hoping it was gonna be rum because that would make my day. Anyways,
Inside the vase is a note that reads, "Beware, this vase brings death."
they couldn't have put it on the outside. They had to put it on the inside of the vase. No warning on the outside. You know, like
Right. But if you found this note, like you found this vase and then you pulled out this note that says,
you're
"Beware,
like,
this
well,
vase
I
brings
guess
death."
I'm screwed.
Yeah, you probably set it back in the ground and throw a bunch of dirt over it and go get drunk or something and be like,
Yes.
yeah, screw that.
All good. Yeah, no thanks.
Well, whoever found this vase in 1988 is kind of a jerk because he threw the note away and sold the vase to an auction house. The vase was bought by a pharmacist who, of course, died 3 months later. A surgeon bought the vase and died 2 months later, despite being only 37 years old. Then an archaeologist bought it, who also died 2 months later. And then the next donor after that died within a month.
Wow, a month? His will must have sucked.
According to some Italian newspapers, the police confiscated the vase and reburied it in a lead box at an unknown location. Now, somebody must have snapped a picture of this thing because it, honestly, if I dug it up, I probably would have threw it in the trash. This is supposedly the vase here.
I mean, it looks shiny, right?
It's the only picture I could find of it.
Yeah.
There's like it looks like a big old crack in it too.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it's architectural design, dude.
This whole this vase right here just kind of tells people, like, if you find something buried in the ground that looks expensive, you should probably leave it in the ground.
Just put it back.
Let somebody else come and look at it.
Yeah.
If they say, "Hey, this is worth a bunch of money," sell it from the ground.
Run the other way.
Right. You know what this reminds me of is like when people would go to Native American locations, like burial sites,
God.
or if they go into a cave and they find artifacts and they remove those artifacts, and then they like start having activity happen at their home.
You're begging for bad juju there, man. You're just begging for it.
Put it back.
There. What was it? I was man. Oh, I was even talking about that, or I think I was reading about this. I can't remember exactly the story that it was, but these people kept taking Pompeii. Did you know that artifacts from Pompeii? So random. I'm sorry if this is totally. Did you know that artifacts from Pompeii being destroyed by a volcano?
Yeah.
People have taken pieces of the road and other artifacts and have actually turned them back in because they have such bad luck after taking them.
I'm not surprised.
With really so much negative energy and death in that small area, the energy could be heavy there. You know?
Yeah.
And any piece that you take, it's all connected. It's all, no thanks. Why would you do something like that?
I tell you what, I would and this is going to sound weird, but if you were haunted by somebody from Pompeii, I would The only one I would not mind it being would probably be the masturbating man.
Oh, the one that's with his
jerking off as he died.
Of course,
because
you would say that.
I mean, I would want to go out that. This guy must have been a rock star to just immediately think, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna one more.
I guess he had to have been lonely because
maybe he was racing the volcanic ash.
I have the power, and just like I'm gonna kill all these people. Anyways,
one day the tip's just gonna break off, and you're just gonna go.
Hey, that's what happens when you masturbate, kids. Okay,
don't hold it.
Jesus smites you down. Don't ever do it.
He did go blind too.
Yeah. That was an interesting segue into the show.
Right. Yeah, let's talk about the masturbating man from Pompeii.
Yeah. All right.
Brought the volcanic ash.
I would even consider that as a curse. If people took items from that area and
that would be a
made
curse.
Their life horrible, that's a curse, and it's not necessarily just one specific item, but it's just like King Tut's tomb where it's not one specific item. So
now this next item though, I will say, I believe I read recently, like about a week ago, that Zach actually got part of this in his museum now. Okay. He bought part of this. This being James Dean's car. So James Dean was a beloved actor from the 1955, or from the 1950s. He had a 1955 Porsche Spider. He had it extremely customized. And in fact, check this shit out. This thing looks dope.
Yeah. It was a cool looking car.
There we go. There's James in his car.
Yeah.
It's like a Bond car, man.
Yeah.
Crap.
He was James Bond, okay?
He was, without the like secret stuff like that. But
the philanthropist, billionaire, playboy, he was James Bond.
Now, he even called his car the little bastard.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
I mean, if you look at it, it's little.
Yeah. Apparently, the car was so transparently evil that Sir Alec Guinness, when meeting Dean for lunch, claimed it. If you get in that car, you will be found dead in it by this time next week. That's what he told him. And guess what?
Screaming metal death machine.
Dean was dead by that time next week.
Jeez.
But the curse didn't stop there. Yep. When mechanics tried to repair the wrecked car, it fell on one of them, crushing both of his legs. The car's new owner sold the engine and drivetrain to two racers. One lost control, hit a tree, and died instantly. The other was injured when his car locked up and rolled over. Then, two thieves who tried to take pieces of the car were both injured. The car was then donated to a safety exhibit of the California Highway Patrol. The first exhibit caught fire, and the car fell on a student at the second exhibit, breaking his hip. It even managed to crush and kill a truck driver who was transporting it. The car has since disappeared, which is probably for the best, but I do believe that Zach Bagans now owns one of the axles from the car.
How does this dude keep the curses at bay of all the items that he has? Like, do they just run amok in his museum, or does he have somebody come out and bless it?
Well, I'm sure on some of his exhibits, there's like charms and stuff like that. That's supposed
that's a good point. Spiritual stuff.
Yeah,
but I'm just like
bringing it in though, like something has to happen along the way, and on one of these pieces, right?
It's like the modern day Carrie, or not modern day Carrie, but it's like Carrie. Jeez,
I don't follow.
Have you never seen the movie Carrie, Dave?
Yeah, I don't know how it applies.
It's a killer car.
Christine.
Why did I say Carrie? Carrie was the person.
Yes.
Christine, thank you.
Fire starter.
Here I am. Just a
one-man band living the dream.
Just gonna take a couple whips for that one. Anyways, that was horrible.
Whoa, let's get PC here, buddy.
Man, shut up. just gonna give myself. What would you rather me say? Like No, I wouldn't say that because self-harm's not cool. Anyways, the next one I'm going to say, so there's a painting out there. It is called The Anguished Man. And it is a very creepy painting.
It is disturbing a little bit, yes.
I don't like this painting whatsoever, but
I'm going to send you one.
I'm going to share it.
I'm going to get you a copy. And I'm going to frame it.
I'm
going to get you a copy. I'm going to frame it, and I'm going to send it to you.
You better not send it to me. All right. It is in the share window, sir. All right, folks. That's the painting. That's Mr. Creepy Anguished Man himself. It's so weird.
I'm so going to get you a poster of that.
I am so uncomfortable. It looks like a red leather suit. Does that make sense?
Like a BDSM suit?
Yeah, like you can see where, you can see where the lips are, the ears. No, it's all.
Are you sure? I mean, you can see where the nose is, but it almost looks like
it's covered.
To me, it looks like somebody that burned.
Okay, he's in anguish,
like a burn.
Okay,
a burn victim.
Right. Well, let's just talk about it, shall we? So this comes from Postmortem. Yeah, see, nice, Kelly West, nice. The Anguished Man, painted in artist's blood before suicide. Da, da, da.
Shit.
When Sean Robinson's grandmother passed away, he inherited a painting that had been in her attic for over 25 years. The piece, entitled The Anguished Man, has been an unwanted gift from a friend that Sean's grandmother stowed away in the attic, insisting it was evil. She claimed a dark figure that had been lurking through her house ever since she received the painting, and that strange noises such as crying were coming from it. The artist who had created The Anguished Man was an incredibly disturbed individual who mixed his own blood in with the oil paint when painting the piece and committed suicide immediately following its completion.
That's dedication.
That is major dedication to art. This is what I'll be known for. Just offs himself. Sean Robinson, being a skeptic, did not believe in his grandmother's story or the supposed paranormal events she experienced after receiving it. Shortly after Sean displayed the painting in his home, he and his wife began seeing dark figures, and his grandmother had claimed, or that his grandmother had claimed seeing. Jeez. The couple said strange noises seemed to be coming from the painting, including scratching and a crying man. Makes sense, right? Sean described, "We have heard crying coming from the corner of the bedroom. We started seeing the figure standing at the bottom of the bed, just staring at us. It seems to be a middle-aged man, but his features are not very clear." Modern day, yeah, exactly. It's what do we? Freddy Krueger. Yes, that's what. In Sean's what? Yeah, very disturbing. Sean's wife was so unsettled by the happenings in their home, she refuses to live with the Anguished Man. Mr. Robinson, on the other hand, has gained quite a bit of attention on the web from filming activities surrounding the mysterious paintings and releasing the evidence. So if you guys want to see that, there is
really... I have to look that up.
Yes. Unfortunately, chances are the painting is a hoax.
What? Somebody would do that?
I know, it's so crazy. After all, no one even knows the name of this twisted, tormented artist who created the painting with his own blood before dramatically taking his own life. Nevertheless, it has gained a substantial amount of attention from the paranormal community by being studied by Ian Lawman and John Blackburn of Mysteria Paranormal. Lawman and Blackburn have taken the Anguished Man to some of the most notorious haunted locations in the United Kingdom, including 35 Stonegate at York and Chillingham Castle in Northumberland. Yeah. During the investigation at Chillingham Castle on May 18, 2013, Blackburn, along with more than 20 witnesses, claimed the room went icy cold during a seance and a large dark figure appeared in the middle of the circle. Following a series of questions, Blackburn directed towards the painting, and a large wooden bench bangs on the floor, seemingly in response. The bench then violently flipped upside down by an unseen force. Blackburn said that the events of that evening were the strangest thing he'd seen in his time as a paranormal investigator. While I do not necessarily doubt the events witnessed by over 20 paranormal investigators at Chillingham Castle, it is difficult to say whether or not they were brought on by the painting. As most ghost believers and enthusiasts know, Chillingham Castle is considered to be one of the most haunted locations in the world and has provided solid evidence of existence of apparitions for years. Fact or fiction, the tale of the Anguished Man is certainly one of the more morbid and unsettling stories of the world.
Now, it would make sense that he'd have activity at a haunted location after doing a seance.
Right?
Doesn't necessarily mean it came from the painting, but
Exactly.
I will say that
they could have drawn something from the painting.
I wonder if anybody's done DNA research on that painting, like
maybe
testing.
If you would think, then there would be evidence out there of that, but
and also, of course, the artist wouldn't be like a well-known artist. Like a well-known artist is going to be committing suicide after painting in his own blood. I mean,
maybe.
Imagine those reds,
bro. Those reds would be fire.
Well, from one painting to another. And speaking of fire, the Crying Boy paintings. So here's the facts. And again, this is an Italian curse. Italian artist Giovanni Bragolin painted a picture of a crying boy that inexplicably became very popular in the 1950s and had many prints made. In 1985, the always reliable British newspaper The Sun reported that a fireman claimed to have found these prints in multiple houses destroyed by fire. Although the prints were perfectly fine after the fires, apparently British firefighters were already so freaked out by this phenomenon that none of them would allow copies of the painting into their own homes. More such incidents of the prints being unscathed in house fires, both before and after the article, were reported, and suddenly a story popped up that the painting was of an orphan whose home had burned down. So, what the biggest, like, I think this is more of a legend and lore kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've seen somebody burn an actual print, but the print took a while to burn.
Really?
But, yeah, it took a couple minutes before it caught fire.
Interesting. You'd think it would.
Yeah. Seriously, who wants to hang a picture of a crying boy?
Right. Like, what aesthetic is that?
People and their weird art.
I just don't understand the fascination. I don't necessarily understand the world of art.
Now, this one, this I saved for last for a good reason. This is one I want to visit.
This is the one you want to visit.
Oop,
interesting.
Start.
Wrong.
Here it is. This is the Bosby chair. Consider, let's see, so basically, I'm just gonna do this in a nutshell. Thomas Bosby in 1702, right before he was executed for strangling his father-in-law, which he did because guess why?
Why?
His father-in-law was sitting in his chair.
Good Lord.
So Thomas Bosby cursed his chair right before he was executed for strangling his father-in-law for sitting in his chair. And then, supposedly, 63 people who have sat on the chair met their untimely deaths.
So
sometimes.
When you do meet it, please don't sit in the chair.
Yeah. Sometimes mere hours after plopping their butts on Busby's chair. In 1972, which is why the picture is the way it is, the Thirsk Museum actually had to suspend it from the ceiling to prevent people from committing suicide by chair.
What?
Up until that point, 63 people who sat in that chair had died.
What? I just don't understand people, man. What? I don't believe in curses.
Right? 63 people can't be wrong 100% of the time.
Right? Especially when they're dead. What?
If we can get 100 people to sit in that chair and see what the ratio is.
Just do it to old people. I mean, what?
Yeah, put it in a nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
play musical chairs and make that the only chair left.
Oh, that's so messed up.
It's really messed up. You know what else is messed up? Putting your lipstick on.
Not lipstick, chapstick, sir.
I know, but it was sexy the way you were doing it.
That's yeah. So what do you guys think of what we're doing?
I was gonna say I want to go see that chair just to see something like that. Like,
it'd be interesting. Don't get me
wrong. For sure.
But I wouldn't risk it. I probably wouldn't even look at Robert the doll because,
Well, see, that's different. Robert, you have to ask permission before taking his picture and all that.
Still, I'd rather just not. Like, how is he going to give you permission? How does he give you permission? How do you know if it's okay or not?
Yeah, exactly.
See,
I don't know. It's part of the whole
just be
thing.
Like, Robert, will you let me take a picture of you? Wait, like 10, 15 seconds. Okay.
You have to wait like several hours because
right.
he does move on his own.
Really?
Yeah.
So you literally have to wait for him for a couple of hours.
I mean, you can. There's video of him, like time-lapse video of him moving.
Jeez. So weird.
Annabelle, I mean, there's that too. That old chestnut.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I love how she's not as scary as what people think she is.
Right. Well, it had 2 failed exorcisms on that doll.
True.
Yeah. So
no, I mean, isn't like it doesn't look as scary as.
Yeah, no, I get you. Hollywood's always primping things up, but I want to know what.
Like I said, I think it would have been better if they kept Raggedy Ann. But
right, I want to know what everybody thinks about haunted and cursed items. Do you think that the curses are real? Do you think that it's all in people's minds?
Oh yeah.
Is it all circumstantial? I mean,
there's one more that we didn't hit that is a very popular thing nowadays on the internet. People buying them left and right. So you can actually buy these on eBay, and I think it's stupid because it would be like, oh look, it's a cursed object. Buy it for $300. Just don't open it or drink from it. Ha ha ha. Like,
so, yeah.
Like Dybbuk boxes is basically what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that
people will claim that these ancient, like these old-looking boxes are Dybbuk boxes. And if they are Dybbuk boxes, first off, why would you open it?
Secondly, supposedly there's only like 9 real ones in existence. Why would you think there's going to be one on eBay?
Right. Like I guarantee you could pull up eBay right now and type in Dybbuk box and just several listings will come up.
Well, I know what you can pull up and find several listings for, and the prices are ridiculous.
Okay.
Check this out, people. This is how messed up it is. The world is, I guess, and this is how easy it is to make a buck off the paranormal community.
This is what convinces you the prices are weird, not Twinkies selling for $1,000 when Hostess sold out several years ago.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Okay, we're gonna look at these.
Wow.
None of these dolls, I believe, are listed for less than $250. And look, somebody's got a Robert the Doll look-alike on here for $500. And what's even more ridiculous? Oh, that's a creepy smile on that little bitch. It's a Shirley Temple possessed doll.
Yeah. Yeah. No thanks.
Let's see there. This doll right here, the second from the left, $2,950. Should we look at the description on that one?
Sure.
See what it says?
Why not?
All right. Let's check it out. Woo! It's a lot of monies. Description. Yeah. Here we go. Learn more about this item. In this late 1800s antique vessel resides the spirit of Beatrice, a 12-year-old child spirit I've gotten in my care in 2010 from Lisa's personal collection. Who's Lisa? A medium and spirit keeper in London. From where I got this lady's punctuation is stupid.
Well,
I'm not even gonna call her a medium or a spirit keeper. I'm just gonna call her the gatekeeper in London. From where I got more of my amazing spirits in my family. Beatrice owned this particular vessel while she was alive, given to her by her good friend Deline as a gift. Beatrice lived in London in the late 18 to 1900s. Oh wait, 8 to 900s. Not 18 to 19. She just messed this up. I'm guessing she meant to put 18 to 19.
I think you just called her out.
Look at that right there.
I can't see it, Dave. All we see is the dolls.
Oh, okay. Hang on. It opened up a new thing here. Let me switch this.
Kelly,
So,
Kelly did have an answer for us, though, in the comments.
Waving the bullshit flag on this one. I don't believe in curses. You make your own fate. Haunted objects is subjective as any haunting is. True. That is true.
I find it interesting when people die from owning specific things, and only those people die from owning those, but like they die in certain ways in those possessions of things. But that's ridiculous, man. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay. I'm going to continue with the description of this $3,000 haunted doll. Okay. So yeah, you see right here, I don't know if it's showing me highlighting that or not. No, yeah, it does. Okay. So it says 800 to 900s, which up here she put it's a late 1800s antique. Anyway.
It's so frustrating.
And then, okay. Oh my God. All right. I'm reading on this because this gets good.
You gotta read some of the comments. You have to.
Holy shit!
Wow, is that a book? Jeez.
Yeah, apparently. So she lived in London in the late, I'm going to guess 1800 to 1900s, and she was suffering of a harsh locomotor disease. Her brain could not control her body movements with precision, and she was spending most of her time on a chair or in bed. She did not have a lot of friends for this reason. Beatrice was born with this disease, but also with psychic powers and mediumistic abilities, which she did not inherit from her parents, as she's telling me at times. They were frightened seeing her talk with spirits that would come to visit her or angelic entities, and this had pained her greatly, as she is such a soft and sweet soul and very selfless. Does she not understand what a run-on sentence is?
Apparently not. Apparently not.
It broke my heart. I'm fast forwarding a little bit. Beatrice had so much more abilities given when she was lacking movements. You could name them miracles or mystical. Usually she would communicate by blinking or lifting up her fingers with those around her, as she also had speech problems. How many problems did she have to have? This is like a sob story, basically.
I just don't understand. Yeah. People.
These are reviews over here of people that have bought dolls off this lady. Haunted dolls. This lady is selling like a crap ton of haunted dolls. She's got 25 pages of reviews.
That is insane.
Holy shnikes.
We should read through some of these comments. I'm really curious.
Oh my goodness.
I'm really curious.
I got Adia a few months ago, and I must say I love her spirit so much. She is so sweet and respectful, and apparently we have a lot in common. But you're both fucking crazy. when we are near each other, I could just feel her happiness and love that she has for me as well. She's by far the best decision I've made by choosing her. I had original picked another one of Maria's spirits, but she helped me with some of my questions, and I went with Ada. I don't know. Ada, I guess. She's the sweetest doll. I even had a psychic medium do a reading, and even she loved her. Maria has a good sense when bringing a spirit home. She loves her spirits and is always available to answer my concerns, even after the spirit has arrived. Thank you, Maria, for always reassuring me with my concerns. Can I see the doll? Like how much she paid? No, it won't let me. Bastards.
Jeez, that's so weird. Also,
Holy
Daisy
crap.
has a couple comments for us too.
All right, I gotta see these comments. So, a friend of mine's brother found Native American artifacts on his land and baby remains buried with them. He brought the remains in the house and was terrorized till he put it back. Female Native American showed up nightly in his room, and he said he'd wake up with her standing over him. She had yellow eyes, allegedly. He reburied the baby remains and everything stopped. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. You know, a lot of people will go into caves, they'll find artifacts, they'll take them home, and then stuff will start happening. And it's like, stop removing these artifacts. They're buried for a reason.
Yeah.
Especially if there's bones buried. If there's bones buried with it, you have to understand that was probably part of a ritual or a burial of some sort.
Or a murder.
Or murder. Common sense.
Yeah.
Don't
mess with bones, people.
Period.
It's not good.
Now there's a cave up in Utah, I believe it was, where a kid had removed just some stones, some rocks from the cave, and got some bad juju, and his grandfather made him take them back.
That's a good idea. That's a very wise old man. Wise old man.
Now, taking rocks is one thing, but like if you're taking stuff like bones and artifacts that were buried with a body, you're asking for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. King Tut, one more time. Or I'm sure there's more than one. If you really want to think about it, yeah, right. I'm sure there's more than one case in in the discovery of ancient Egypt and artifacts and tombs and such like that. I'm sure there's more than just King Tut, because in almost every movie that has to deal with Egypt, I would say, and like there's a creepy factor, there's always some sort of curse, always some sort of cursing.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's so many rituals that were done to preserve those bodies, and there's a lot of spirituality to that, to a burial, that there's parts of it that we just don't understand how it works. We just do it because that's what we were taught.
Yep.
So I mean, who knows? No, the reason why I went is because I think I found the black-eyed children. Check this out, and you ought to see what they're going for.
Black-eyed children dolls?
Well, they're haunted dolls. It's a pair.
I can't believe they actually made a black-eyed children dolls.
They just look like they have black eyes.
You could literally take a doll, paint its eyes black, and be like, "Oh, look, a black-eyed child doll." Like, come on.
See how much this is? $1,431.80.
Kelly says, "I say curses are bullshit, but I still wouldn't sit in that chair."
I would not either.
I wouldn't either.
Because what if it was real?
Yeah, exactly.
You always that percent.
You never know.
60% of the time, it happens every time.
Yeah, 60. It's. I don't mean to.
Yes, you do.
Nope, I'm not gonna do it.
I'm
not gonna
say it. Say what you mean.
Hey,
say what you feel.
If we take something and one person gets sick from it, that's all I need. That's all I need to know to not take it. That's all I need.
Are you talking about the vaccine?
I wasn't going to say it, Dave.
Oh, we didn't say it.
When you have a certain group come out and say, "Oh yeah, age ranges shouldn't take it." Okay, I'm going to stop. Anyways, so yeah, cursed objects.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna see what the highest price doll is on this.
Oh, I can't wait to see. I cannot wait to see.
What the? Okay, that's not a doll. That's not a doll. So that's a doll.
Yeah.
You got to see this.
Well, send it so the world can see it, Dave.
They're not haunted dolls though, and that's the thing.
Please tell me it's haunted. Does it start with a D?
No.
I'm going to just do a random search real quick. Just to completely
share this. No, what stood out to me real quick, like it jumped, not a video file. What jumped out to me, obviously, was the price at first, but then I read what it was. And I don't know how it ended up in my things here, but it was a $24,950 abandoned scary house escape room kit.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's all these dolls that are $10,000.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for a haunted plot. What is this? It's a painting right here for $5,200. That's supposed to be haunted.
What?
A haunted castle, old paint. Okay.
What do? I'm gonna look up Dybbuk boxes. I'm just curious. I'm not gonna get one.
Haunted black porcelain doll, Marie Laveau vessel.
Wait, what?
It's a Marie. Yeah, that you heard me right. $3,635.83.
Good lord.
Yeah,
All right, so
good gravy. I mean, people, if you're gullible enough to do that, I will start selling
okay,
haunted dolls.
but here's to be fair. I'm sure dolls themselves, especially well taken care of old porcelain dolls, go for a pretty penny.
Yeah,
as
but
collector's items. But
there was one listed. It looked like a newer doll.
yeah.
It had like pink and black hair, or purple and black hair, that was selling for over $1,000
Jesus.
as a haunted doll. I'm gonna go to the thrift store, Salvation Army, Goodwill. I'm gonna find some freaking dolls and I'm gonna paint them up. And I'm gonna list them on Etsy and I'm gonna see what I can get. I'm gonna add a fake backstory. I'm just gonna copy a backstory off one of these other ones, put it on mine, bro.
Huh.
Bro, 2 months from now, could be rolling in the money.
Yeah, it's
Look,
than YouTube.
Daisy. See?
Yeah, I'd say
but
so.
I'm gonna say this too because I'm not a complete asshole. And yes, Kelly, I probably could. Because I'm not a complete asshole about it. I do understand that people are just doing it to make money. That's their hustle. Good on them. They're making money. But the people that buy this that are so gullible, I mean, where do you draw the line? You know?
Right. Are you just willing to throw that much money on something that somebody just says that it's this?
Yeah, it's kind of like, for me, like with filming the paranormal stuff. There's people that do it just to try to get famous. There's people that do it because they enjoy filming.
Yeah.
Or there's people that are trying to get certain things out there, right? I respect all of it. I respect all of it because it's a hobby for everybody in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
And if you're able to make money off of doing something you love to do, good on you.
Good, exactly. Go for it. Now, here's my thing, though, too.
Don't be a douchebag about it.
Yes. Do you know of any haunted location that you would pay $5,000 to spend one night in? Or, sorry, just $1,000. We'll say $1,000.
Dracula's Castle.
Okay. You got me there. You got me there. But I would not pay.
The pyramids in Cairo.
Oh, my God. The Great Giza.
Mike Ricksecker's over there right now. Amazing photos too.
Okay, that's a different story because you have to literally pay $1,000 just to travel to these.
Look. Let me break it down to you this way. I will not even pay for Waverly Hills.
That's what I was gonna say. I would not pay $1,000 just to go to Waverly Hills.
If you get 10 people, you can break it up to $100 per person. But still, that's $1,000 freaking dollars, and you have to know 10 people that can go with you at the same time and all that shit.
But thankfully, Waverly is so massive that you wouldn't really have to worry about having 10 people there, so it's kind of nice. But
I mean, you have to know 10 people that can all get together at the same time and go and do that.
So true. Yeah. But I don't know. I think that's put on a doll. A haunted doll. Like,
haunted dolls.
I couldn't do it. There's no way.
No.
There's no way. Anyways, yeah. A bunch of these cursed items, like, especially the well-known ones, I'm just like, like, all right, cool, not really my thing, like,
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, if you want to try to make money, Dave, go for it. You could just say some random mumbo jumbo, make it cursed or haunted, and boom.
You know what? If I do that, I'm going to make little videos, and I'm going to show everybody what I'm doing, because I did that with a video about faking a piece of evidence and putting it on Facebook groups, different Facebook groups, and seeing what people say about it. Like, oh, I caught this, and then like
what did you guys see?
Well, what's funny about that is I put up a video like, I don't know, 3 hours later of me describing and showing how I faked that photo. The funny thing was, nobody paid attention to the video, and they kept commenting about the photo and how real it was. I'm like, guys, no, it's fake. I faked it. I'm admitting that I faked it. Here's how I did it.
Damn.
Watch the damn video. I had to post that video in one thread like four or five times, I think it was, for people. It was insane. But like, dude,
some people
it's easy. I just did it because I'm part of a bunch of Facebook groups by accident, and I see these posts where I want to comment.
You want to say something, but then you're like, I don't want to be an asshole.
It's not that I don't want to be an asshole. It's I don't want all the notifications about that thread.
Yeah. There's several times I've seen somebody post
like people post
a random light source or weird shadow feed. It's like,
they'll post a picture of like a room, like, does anybody see anything in this? Yeah. There's a carpet, there's some drapes over there, there's
and then like 500 people's gonna be like, oh, there's a face, there's a face, there's a face, there's a face,
there's a child in the corner. He's not happy.
He's not random orb over there. Oh god.
I absolutely hate it. I get invited for all these Facebook groups, and I sometimes feel bad because I deny it, and I'm like, no, because there's so many people in there that will post stuff, and I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
Guys, what are you doing?
Exactly.
What are you doing?
I just don't understand people, man. Like I said, they're dense. Dave, that's
what?
I'm losing it. I've had a long day. Okay, it's been a long days. Daisy said, "Dave, I know one of the caretakers at Drax Castle."
Well, Daisy, hook me up. I will fly out there. I will effing fly. I will cut ties with everybody and everything just to go out there, except for my dog.
Wow, I was gonna say, make a second room for that trip. I would gladly.
I mean, if you want to come, you're more than welcome to come too.
All right, cool. But cutting off those ties, I was just like, wow, I guess I'm done. Bye.
I'm just gonna run off everybody and disappear.
Yeah, just gonna go stay at Dracula's Castle for.
And then I'll come back like, hey guys, guess where I was at? Actually, you know what'd be really cool? If we did the show from Dracula's Castle.
That would be dope.
Fuck yeah,
dude, that would be
it'd be amazing.
That would be ultimate goals. I'm just saying, when I go to Salem, Massachusetts next October, I'm probably going to be in some haunted location doing what we're doing here.
Well,
flare reflection. People hate me in groups. Yes. Don't ever be like, you have to tell people how it is, or else they'll literally believe in everything.
You want to know how big of an asshole I am in these groups? There was this guy who posted this photo of this light anomaly in a cemetery. Granted, it looked pretty good. It had movement, left a trail, big ball of light, and all this stuff. I recreated his photo using Adobe After Effects. Different cemetery, but it's still the whole swirl and everything to it.
Yep.
Spot on. I was like, that's funny. I captured this on my computer.
I was able to do this with my computer. The exact same thing.
Yeah. And that's what I hate. I think a lot of people are looking for attention.
Yeah.
And that's where this Etsy is like chock full of these haunted dolls. I'm curious. Let's go to eBay and let's see what haunted dolls are on there are going for.
I'm also expensive.
Dolls.
Very expensive.
We are going to price plus shipping highest first. What do you think the highest doll is going for?
On eBay?
On eBay. There's no bids on it yet. But
600, 700.
Highest listing.
700.
700?
Yeah.
People in chat, what do you think? I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to shoot your shot. Without looking, don't look, don't cheat.
Don't be a bunch of cheaters. Don't do that. Don't ruin the fun.
Jeez. Now while they're putting in their guesses, I will say that there are a lot of haunted dolls on eBay.
Don't get me wrong. I would like
good looking ones though.
2,500. Okay. You're my kind of asshole, Dave.
2,500 from Kelly.
Good
What do you think,
prediction.
Daisy? What do you think? So people at home can see this later on.
She must like it really loose.
Oh.
You said it earlier. I'm just saying.
Well, there's one unsubscribed.
Sorry, that was loud. I don't know. I thought it was funny.
What do you think, Charles? How much do you think the most expensive haunted doll is on eBay?
Most expensive haunted doll?
On eBay.
1,500.
1,500. We got 2,500. We got 1,500.
$1,000.
$1,000 from Daisy. Here we go. I'm going to share this with you guys.
Wow.
$6,000. $6,000. This doll is listed.
I wonder why there's no bids on it.
Right.
It was posted 1 day ago.
Oh,
What? Is there a description?
yeah. My aunt passed away and left me with a few things that scare me and I don't know what to do with. I'm hoping I can rehouse these items to someone who appreciates and knows what to do with them. This doll was given to my aunt in Scotland on vacation by a woman she met at a bar. Super weird, I know. I know nothing about where it originally came from, but I do know that she's always been into the paranormal stuff, as she has always toted her connection with the paranormal. And I know that my aunt left the bar and went back to that woman's house in Scotland just to get it. I've witnessed things happen with this doll that conflict with my own beliefs of the afterlife. Whatever happened to her eyes actually occurred after I brought her to my house from my aunt's house, and a nightstand fell on me while I was standing in front of it. She was in a plastic box next to that dresser at the time. Was it a dresser or a nightstand? Make up your... The two front legs of the dresser broke during the event, and I had a nasty bruise on my left leg for a while. Shortly after that, I noticed her eyes looked like they were scratched off. My aunt told me she once put the doll in a cabinet that only had board games in it. And in the middle of the day, the shelf above the one she was on caught on fire. No one ever located the source of the fire. My aunt kept her out of her living room after that. Not sure why. Are you serious? But my aunt insisted that the doll has to be kept out in an open space after that happened. 4 days later, I brought it home. I came back from a friend's house and I got chills as I pulled into the driveway. I remember thinking about the doll and feeling like something was very wrong. I didn't believe in paranormal stuff at the time, but the thought of that doll being in my house made me feel sick. I kid you not. I was so super ethereal. I drove away and slept in my car in a parking lot that night. I haven't had that bad of a feeling since. I want to be completely honest with whoever buys this item. I am scared of it, and it's not something I want to pass down in our family. However, I also know it holds priceless value to those interested in the paranormal, metaphysical experiences. There it is. I'm exploiting you, is what she's saying.
Oh, I'm scared of it and I don't want anything to do with it, but I want the money for it.
Yes. How freaking
Jesus.
stupid.
If you're that afraid of it, just dump it somewhere. Burn it. I don't know.
If you are even the slightest bit afraid of paranormal events happening in your home, then don't purchase this doll.
Sorry.
Before I got this doll, I thought the belief in haunted dolls were an attempt to personify objects so the human psyche can create some type of artificial and interpersonal bond. Now I'm forced to acknowledge that an object could appear to have a consciousness, and sometimes there is just no explanation for it. I know this might seem like a crazy price, but I think this doll is more value than I'm even aware of. If you want to know more, feel free to reach out. I have plenty of other true stories regarding this doll, and I really enjoy talking about it because I like hearing different perspectives on what might be causing these events. I really don't know if it is a spirit, but I do strongly believe with my entire essence that this doll has some type of consciousness.
What a ripoff!
What a freaking joke! It's such a fucking joke. This is what pisses me off about people now. Ugh. Ugh.
Oh, I wonder why it's haunted. I'd love to talk about it, but I really want to get rid of it, so I'm going to sell it for a big amount of money.
Because I know you guys will pay for it. No, apparently nobody wants to pay $6,000 for your stupid doll.
That is absolutely despicable.
It's like, yeah, I just bought this house. Can we tear out the wiring and put some faulty wiring in here? Makes sense to me, right? This doll caused a fire, apparently. So why would somebody want to pay $6,000 for a fire starter?
Right. Why would you want to pay $6,000 to keep it in your home? Like, you're literally waiting for someone to pay $6,000. Until then, it's just chilling, probably causing more havoc, melting more homes,
Somebody needs to, message her and ask her if she can prove that the doll's haunted.
Yeah, see? Because your word,
Yeah, your word is a salesman. The word of a salesman right now.
And so far, you're not pitching a really good dig there.
Nope. So, yeah. I think I'm going to get into the haunted doll market.
Are you, Dave? You going to buy a haunted doll?
You're
going to sell haunted dolls.
I'm going to sell some. So what I'm going to do, this will be my pitch. I think maybe we should do this. Because I know we'll go to thrift stores.
We should do Boogeyman radio dolls.
That'd be cool. Just get some little t-shirts made for them and just put them on the dolls.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely.
We'll go to thrift stores. We'll buy the dolls for 75 cents, $1.
Yeah.
Throw them in the mud, throw them in ashes and stuff like that, and then make them ugly and shit, and then put a Boogeyman radio stamp on them.
Boom.
But
marketing.
But if we sold haunted dolls, you do that. Leave the dolls out in the sun. Put some Crisco oil on it. Let it
fade.
Eat away. Make it look old, and then put them on a listing. Sell the dolls. See how much money we can make in a month.
First off, I would feel bad for selling anything that's not actually haunted.
Screw that. There's dipshits out there that are doing this. We can make a video out of this and expose it.
Oh, that's true. That could be a film. That could be a. Except when we expose it, it would be.
I wouldn't even make it a film. I'd make it a Boogeyman radio thing.
Oh, like an episode. Yeah, that would be intelligent.
Like a video, not an episode. A video.
Oh.
This is what we did. This is how we did it, and here's the results.
Exposing certain sides of the. Yeah. Okay. I'm liking that. I like that.
This is like those NBC undercover things. Dishonesty is not my bag. It never has been, but you know what? I can send my daughter to college.
At least you're saying you're honestly doing this for a project, though.
But no, I'm doing this for my daughter.
I was actually thinking we should legit get actual dolls that we could sell that could be Boogeyman radio dolls.
No, I think we could do
merch. Like creepy dolls. Yeah, creepy dolls.
We got to build this channel first. I think we need an audience to build.
Exactly.
First. But hey, I'm doing it for my daughter. She's got to go to college or a good trade school.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one you want.
Private Actually, schools. I'm just kidding. She just needs a drum set.
She'd be a drummer for the rest of her life.
Going to be. I don't know. She messes around with my guitar a lot.
Nice.
She'll just come over and start strumming it.
You play for her, right?
Every now and then, yeah. I try to, but she comes up there and starts hitting the strings. So.
My turn, Dad.
So what I do is I'll just sit there and form chords on the neck, and she'll just sit there and hit the strings. All Sometimes right. she's done pretty good with it, but when she's older, we'll get her into music.
Yeah.
She already sings to some 41 and some other stuff. So
nice.
She headbangs. She started headbanging last week. Nice. So and she's got a metal scream. She's got
already. How old is she?
18 months.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah, she's 18 months.
Nice. She could be a prodigy.
Yeah, she's got a really
prodigy.
A lot of little girls. I go that high pitch scream, but no, she'll do that, but she'll also do like a a raspy that kind of thing.
Nice.
I'm like,
nice.
yes.
Hey, the sooner she gets to practicing, the better she will be.
That's what I'm working on.
You get her there. She'll get there.
And then I won't have to sell haunted dolls to get her into school.
Just make her famous and, she'll take care of you for the rest of her life.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
All right. We need to figure out what we're going to do next week.
Yes, we do.
If you guys have a suggestion, please drop it in the comments. But at this point, we are going to rummage around our mind brains here.
So this is the part of the show where Dave and I like to just hash it out with what we're going to talk about. We appreciate y'all sticking around and maybe having a glance at the sneak peek of what's coming up next week. We'll see what we got here. All right, so we've done 2 paranormal things back to back, yes? Right?
Well, I mean, it's all good. You want to do something conspiratorial?
Whatever you're feeling. I'm curious what everybody else.
No, I mean, is that where you're leaning?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't have anything specifically in mind because I don't have the list in front of me, but I think it would be interesting.
All right. Let me look at this list here. I wanted, we
got Operation Mockingbird, Project Bluebeam. We've got Operation Paperclip, Star Wars.
What about if we did? I mean, I don't think we did this.
Operation Duck and Cover.
I was kind of thinking something along this line here. The JFK assassination. Do you want to talk about that?
I would love to talk about the JFK assassination.
There we go.
This topic right here is one that I have. Man, I've held this one deeply to my heart since probably I was 17, 18.
Speaking of which, weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks ago, when we were planning all this, I told you to watch a certain movie about this. Did you ever find it?
No.
Okay. You got to do it before the show.
I'm going to have to watch it before the show now because we're going to be talking about it, I'm sure.
Yep. I'm going to watch it again just because. All right. Yeah, let's do that. JFK's assassination.
Sick. Join us next week, the same time, same place. Please.
And Daisy, I agree. She will always have music in her life. She better.
Music is life. What are you talking?
Yes.
Music is life.
We're gonna rant here for a second or just talk. You ever see the movie? Oh, there it goes. Now it just went out of my head.
So much for ranting and talking.
It's the movie with the whole soundtrack is John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. What the hell is the name of that film? Why can I not think of it?
I don't know.
I'll Google it.
Is it a well-known movie?
Not really. It's like an 80s movie. Eddie and the Cruisers.
No.
Okay. So the first one's okay, but the second one's my favorite out of the two. But so the first one, basically this guy forms his band gets big, he panics, fakes his own death.
Oh.
Second film is he's living under a new name and all this stuff, but all the old tapes and all the recordings and stuff from his old band have exploded. It's on the radio everywhere. And they're having these things like, is he still alive or is he not? And eventually he's goes to these bars and watches musicians and stuff like that. And there's this one guy tries to talk to him into getting into a band, and ultimately he ends up starting a new band and playing this festival. And anyway, he ends up mentoring the guitarist, the guy that approached him about doing the band. And there's this one story that he told, and I always remember this. It's, he was saying, have you ever just sat out and listened to nothing?
Yeah. Just
He's like, yeah, I went out to the desert one night, the middle of nowhere, and I just sat there for hours, just listening. And he's like, I heard music that I'd never even heard before in the silence. That always stood out to me in that. Well, that's one of the things that stood out to me in that. But
that's one of my favorite memories as a kid, going out to the forest and just literally, I would do this on the weekends or a nightly basis. And I wouldn't say like 7, 8, 9 years old. No, this is like 13, 14, 15. I'd go out to I'd go out to the forest if I was at friends' places. I'd go out to our local park in the town that I was in. But the town that I was in was a village, like maybe like 30, 40, 50 people, if that. So usually they were all in bed like by certain times. So it'd be a pretty peaceful, quiet town.
Nice.
And I would just sit there and just listen for just random whatever. And I would also watch the stars too, because there was barely any light pollution. It was great. That's some of my favorite memories, man. I'm
right there with you, Daisy. The second one's the best one.
Just listening to silence.
Eddie and the Cruisers. You need to check that out.
Eddie and the Cruisers.
Yeah.
So I gotta watch JFK and Eddie and the Cruisers. Cool.
At least one we can like do whenever, but
well, okay. So with the JFK thing, I'm gonna just tell you now. I'm gonna be talking about multiple theories, not just the one that we know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, which one do you know?
Well, I know. So there's obviously Oswald himself. Right.
Yeah.
And then there was obviously the inside job. Then there was the mob.
Yeah.
Okay. Then there was the patrol car in front.
Yeah.
One of the servicemen accidentally might have shot him. That kind of thing. So there's multiple theories involved.
Yeah.
But good times. We'll talk about it with the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
That's gonna be that's gonna have to be a face on a shirt somewhere.
You should watch the show. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You don't sound like we're nothing.
No.
But this is a really good show.
Yeah, I think it's a really good show too. I do too.
This show kicks ass.
Yeah. Oh wait, this show or?
Yeah, this show.
Yeah, this show's great.
Yeah.
How people have lasted in our madness is just astounding.
We're making them dumber as we go.
No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like South Park.
Then sooner, world domination will be
Except we probably offend way less people than South Park. Yeah. How do we grow up watching South Park and then have so many offended people nowadays? I just don't understand. I don't understand.
It's that damn Sasquatch is what it is.
That Sasquatch?
That damn Sasquatch.
I thought it was that Disney, but yeah. Oh, better be careful what I say.
No, we're just gonna have like a video for you to rant on. We just need to do that.
Just talk about different subjects.
I'll let John co-host. John will jump on here. You and John can go back and forth, like just ranting about everything.
And people are like, "Man, these people are freaking nuts. These guys are crazy."
I don't watch that show anymore. You guys got too political and too heavy.
Oh God, I can only imagine. Oh, we'd have so many people hate me.
Yep.
I can feel it. But you know what? There's a lot more. There's a lot more people out there that would agree than what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
I think so. I think it's a really good idea.
That needs to be a face on a T-shirt. Damn it. Have a good night, Daisy. Take care.
Yep, we're jumping off here too. Yep. So next week, the JFK conspiracies.
Yes. Campfire story from John.
True. Maybe we'll just have them spot on every now and then.
Sit around the campfire and sing our campfire song. Anyways.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thanks for being on here. Thanks for following, subscribing. If you haven't followed or subscribed to us yet, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. And share it with your friends.
Yes. Can't forget that. You have to share this. Well, you don't have to.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now.